The new Carytown. The area of Carytown has had a facelift in the past few years. The makeup of this area has changed dramatically. Similar to cities such as DC, Philadelphia, and Harlem, it seems that gentrification is what's taking place in these areas. The streets are now filled with boutiques, antique stores, and cafes, and on the outskirts are high-priced homes and apartments. Rewind a decade earlier, and none of these things were common. Past and current resident Richard Thompson talks about the changes he's seen take place.
Past years, I guess 80s, it was more African American residents around on the outskirts of Carytown. In the more recent years, they've either moved out or been forced out, but the whole vibe of the area is pretty much the same. It's just, you don't see as many African American, and with the expansion of VCU, U of R, you see more Asian and Caucasian families and children in the area, but as residents and shop owners and consumers.
Art galleries and studios add to the creative mixture of this area. Expensive antique stores draw in a higher income consumer. Current resident Doreen Allen talks about the changes and whether or not this is a good thing.
In the 1940s and 50s, these neighborhoods were filled with predominantly white middle-class families, most of them factory workers. Then between the 1950s and the 1970s, many factories began laying off their employees and closing down factories for economical reasons. Many of these families moved to the suburbs, and soon after, these neighborhoods transformed into low-class rentals and Section 8 homes for low-class families. So why would these families return to these neighborhoods that were once reputable, but now breeding grounds for violence, drugs, and crime? Developers have seized the opportunity to purchase inexpensive inner-city properties and housing and transform them into marketable places for people to live. These new developments are primarily near major universities or close to downtown, where individuals can still obtain the city living for half the cost. So if you're a middle or upper-class suburbanite, traveling an hour, getting stuck in traffic just to get to work, these new inner-city developments will look extremely attractive. Unfortunately, what this does is push lower-class neighborhood natives out of their home because they cannot afford the higher property taxes. Gentrification definitely causes a lot of ruckus for those families who are living in these areas and find themselves having to relocate for various reasons. Despite some natives having negative feelings and thoughts about gentrification, some feel that gentrification is an extremely positive thing that is occurring in their neighborhood.
Walking through Carytown, I had no choice but to marvel at the new establishments. Not only that, but the area was really clean and I felt very safe. Such drastic changes have been made. All of those things were a plus, but the question I asked myself was, is gentrification a way to clean up an area or just a way to keep people divided?